Now we shall see the different threats to biodiversity. So, biodiversity is very important for all the life on earth. So, we have seen the services of biodiversity. Now we will see what are the threats to biodiversity. So, here in this diagram, it's given different threats to the biodiversity. So first one is habitat destruction. Habitat destruction means some activities that destroy the natural habitat of life forms. Then second one is alien invasive species. So a native species will be under threat when much proliferating invasive foreign species comes into contact with its habitat. Next one is the genetic pollution. So genetic pollution is the mutations that can happen in a gene pool, and this mutation may not be beneficial to that species, so that species may get destroyed completely. Then the other one is the over exploitation. We human beings overly exploit the biodiversity for our benefits. Then third last one is the hybridization. So hybridization is the intermingling of the genetic composition of species through the activity of human beings. So in agriculture we tend to hybridize different crops, and their genetic variability or variations is being lost, and the biodiversity is also become less. Then case of climate change. So climate change is any kind of extreme changes in the climatic conditions, like a rise of temperature or drought, flood, then high risk of greenhouse effect, global warming. All these are climatic changes, and these kind of climatic changes can actually threaten different species. So in case of polar bear, due to climatic change, the ice caps are being melted, so the polar bear doesn't have a habitat, or their habitat is the polar glaciers. So when the glaciers melt, the polar bear never their habitat is being threatened. So the last one threat to the biodiversity is the emergence of diseases. So there are several diseases that occurs in the species level, or like in case of viruses, they are specific to their host. The species specific viral diseases are there. So these kind of diseases also bring about a threat to the biodiversity. So these are the principal factors which affect the biodiversity negatively. So as we have seen the different services of biodiversity, we must also learn the different threats to biodiversity. And the most thing that you can do is make your influence on biodiversity less. That means man-made activity is the most threatening one to biodiversity. So such as the habitat destruction due to urbanization, industrialization, etc. So we have to reduce all these kind of things to protect the biodiversity. In the next chapter, we will see how we can do or how we can save biodiversity. What are the different methods to protect biodiversity? So you have seen what are the different threats to biodiversity in this video. So I want everyone to write brief descriptions about the threats to biodiversity in their notebook. So I have given the titles, and you have to describe it properly. Thank you.